Hello, DBS Fusion World fans, as well as TCG fans, and welcome to probably the last deck profile for Set 1. Yes, Blazing Aura is officially out in the TCG. So, of course, if you are a TCG player, a physical card game player, you can play it. For this simulator, we have to wait to the 23rd. That's when the new update for the simulator will go live. That's when the season will end. And of course, the new card from Blazing Aura will be pushed into the simulator. Which means, of course, all those people that bought up all that Blazing Aura stuff can then use all of their code cards to get, well, those packs on the simulator. If that is the case, then this is it. And we're going to start looking at, of course, the new leaders from Blazing Aura. That, of course, being Cell, Yellow Vegeta, again, Son Goku God, Red, and I forget who got Blue got a few Zamas. So those new leaders will be jumping in as well as new cards. So of course the older leaders will also be getting buffs in cards as well. So for the last leader, I want to look at Trunks, or Trunks Future. So, on his Unawakened side, it's a draw one, and then when your life is at 4 or less, you get to flip him over and draw a card. Extremely common. We've seen it almost for every major leader. But on his Unawakened side, it's very interesting. When attacking, draw 1 card, but activate main once per turn, choose up to 1 battle card with a cost 3 or less, and return to your own hand. That is your battle card, as well as your opponent's battle card. So just very, very strong there. Ability to bounce stuff that could be a nuisance to be used on field. Maybe it's something else, but then we of course have, like, later on we'll check out Mai's auto could then trigger, so we can get to draw an extra card. We can spin stuff like this to drop Trunks back to our hand, because we'll see it has a pretty bad effect. If anything, maybe we need to send something back, like say the next cards we'll check out, Pilafs, Pans, even anything to really help us just get our board presence up, as well as returning those cards that we have, like, in rest mode back to our hand so we can use them as combo fodder. So it's very, very nice. Now, this deck is a little bit harder to get going and get all the plays right, just because there's so many little nuanced things you can do with this deck. I will also leave a link down in the description below from where I got this deck profile. I played a good chunk of Trunks Future. I will say I still enjoyed this deck very, very much. So anyways, on to the card. We are running 3 Haru and Maki. Basically, if you have 7 fewer cards, you'll know again that blue likes to be at such a low card count in their hand. Trunks is no different. If you have 7 fewer cards in your hand, you can just give your leader plus 10k power. So it's really fun that you could then play this down, give 10k. If you still have that 7 or less, bounce it back to your hand. Even if you have like 8, and that's your 8th card, you play it again for a 1, you give Trunks another 10k. So on his Unawakened side, if there's like a single card left, and it's like the only card, you can bounce it back once with the Trunks, get it back, play it. If you have like Final Hope Slash, you can get it back then as well, but honestly, you're just bouncing it back, play it twice, and you buffed yourself up by another 20k, making your 40k. So if your opponent doesn't have a lot of cards left in hand, this just gives you the end game you need. 2 Pan to draw 2, discard 2. Pilaf, if you have 7 fewer cards, you can add any card that costs with 1 less than Earthling. That includes himself. That can get us Goten. That can get us Trunks to draw. But more importantly, that will get its Final Hope Slash, because that is an extra card that does have Earthling on it and is a card with 1 cost. So we can get that. We're running 4 Mai. Mai can allow us to add up to 2 cards from our life to your hand. Why this exists, I don't know. But you can honestly just self-awaken. So most turns, you want to go turn 1, you want to play Mai, strip 2 cards out of your hand, 2 cards out of your life. That threatens the fact that we're already at 2 life more closer, so we could also, honestly, in some cases, bounce her back if we had a way to do it. But honestly, that gets us 1 step closer to self-awakening, which is just very, very strong. And then she has an auto. If I have 7 fewer cards in my hand, when I return a opponent's battle card to their hand, I just draw 1. So if you have a couple Mai's out and you're at like 7 cards, they both will auto-trigger. Basically, if you're at not above 7, you can auto-trigger. So if you're at 7, you can have this auto-trigger. If you have 2 out and you're at 6, you can get 2 more and go back to 8. So it's really nice. Just really good draw, just so we can draw more cards. Another reason to use, of course, Trunks ability. We're running 2 Son Goten, 4 Trunks Youth for the draw. We're running Trunks Future. This one's very interesting. When attacking at the end of the turn, place this card on the bottom of your deck. So that's not exactly advantageous, especially if it's a 10k combo with 30k power. But that's where Trunks on his awakened side is really good, because if you swing with this at your opponent's leader, then you can bounce it back to your hand, and there you go. You have now a 10k combo sitting in your hand, or you can drop it down next turn again and swing with another 30k beat stick. So really good. 2 Trunks Youth to help us awaken. He on play will add a card from hand to life. And then if you have 7 fewer cards in hand, it gets plus 10k power, so he goes like 25. We're running 2 of the 3 drop Trunks Future. You're going to add 1 card for your life to your hand, and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle card 5 less and return to your hand. So just get rid of a lot of the nuisance stuff just back to your opponent's hand, so they have to recast it again. I mean, they do get to swing with that card again, but it means they do have to spend the entirety of their open energy to have to recast it. We have 2 of the 3 drop Vegeta. You can discard a card, and then this card gets plus 15k power for the turn. This is just really nice because if we need to get down to that card hand size, we can do it. Plus, I'm mentioning goes to 35k, so we can beat stick over a lot of our opponent's battle cards if we want to control a board presence. We have 2 of the 4 drop Trunks Future with the critical, and then you can choose one battle card with 3 costs or less turns on your hand. Again, just another way to buff up with that Mai, or in some cases even return like our Harumaki, so that we can play it again to buff up Trunks. Good. We're running 2 of the 4 drop Vegeta, and then when attacking once per turn, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 1 or less to place it at the owner deck, and then you can switch this card to active mode. So even if you don't do the first part, you still get to switch yourself to active mode, which is really nice. We're running 2 of the 4 drop critical Vegeta. We're running 3 of the double strike 5 drop Vegeta. We choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 4 costs or less and put it on the bottom of his own deck. So just very nice to get rid of nuisance cards. Just put them on the bottom. We're running 4 of the Dell for our super combo. And then finally, we're running 3 Final Hope / activate battle your turn. Be cautious on that. It is only on your turn. But again, it also has Earthling in it. So again, 𝐕𝐈 can grab it. You can choose one of your leader or battle cards that gets plus 2k power. And then choose one battle card that costs 2 or less and turns your hand. Typically, what you're going to do is you're going to spin Final Hope / back to your hand with 𝐕𝐈. And then you'll activate Final Hope / in a battle. You drag 𝐕𝐈 back to your hand. And then next turn, you play 𝐕𝐈 again because he's only 1 cost if you have the open energy. You grab him back, you grab Final Hope / again, and you can do that combo until you run out of energy or until you run out of attackers that can attack. Be mindful you have to put it on someone and you have to return something. You do not get a choice in that return. You have to choose up to 1 card with a cost 2 or less. Now, if you don't have anything cost 2 or less, you don't have to return anything because you can't fulfill that. So be mindful, if you say we're to swing 𝐕𝐈 and trigger Final Hope / but you don't have anything to send back, you'll have to send the 𝐕𝐈 back and you're just burning the energy for nothing. We have 3 Gallic Gun. You can activate battle, choose one of your leader, and gets 15k power. Then if you have 7 fewer cards, you can draw 1. And then finally 2 Final Flash. If you have 7 fewer cards in your hand, reduce this by 1, so it goes down to 1 blue energy. And you can discard a card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards 5 costs or less, and place a bottom on the deck. So that... Oh, and I forgot. 2 Sinister Sickles. You can choose up 2 of your battle cards with a cost 4 or less, and return the bottom of the deck. That's just very good against green. It just helps against them building wide states. And it helps with boards that build wide states as well, like spam boards, like Frieza and U7 Son Goku. But that is the deck. Let's take it to the ladder and see how well we do. The match has been found. Our opponent is deciding to, of course, do a little bit of gamble there. Alright, so we got red versus blue. We got, of course, Beerus. Again, if you haven't played Beerus before, a great thing to do against Beerus, of course, is to not really attack it. So we didn't open great, but I think, honestly, this isn't a bad hand, because we have Pan to draw. We have Pan to draw 2, discard 2. We have 𝐕𝐈. I mean, we can even just discard a 𝐕𝐈, honestly, just because there's not much we could do with it. So, honestly, I'm going to charge the Goten, and let's just dig 2 cards deeper. And discard 2 cards. Okay, so there we go. We don't need another copy of Pan, and honestly, we can get 𝐕𝐈 back via another 𝐕𝐈. So we can cycle 𝐕𝐈s pretty easy. That's it. Now again, if you never played against Beerus, One thing is that since Beerus is a crit leader on his unawakened side, he doesn't draw when he attacks. I could definitely see them doing something in laters where we do get that. So we're going to let the crit through. I'm not going to burn this 10k right now just to guard against one crit. That's hilarious. Now, of course, another thing they can do is they can use, of course, the Master Roshis to gain a couple things. We're going to throw this off. It's a little too high costy right now. We'll do this. We're going to take 2 light. This basically threatens our Beerus player to know that if he decides to attack again, we'll do this. We could have hoped to maybe get another Mai. So we'll swing it. I know it's not advantageous. We probably should have just, swapped out. But one swing isn't going to hurt him. Again, being that this is reckoning he's not going to draw next turn. And the problem then comes that, of course, once he awakens, he goes to 20k on his unawakened side because he's a crit leader. But when he awakens, it's pretty easy for me to basically just start spinning stuff back to his hand and claiming power. Honestly, if he doesn't actually strike me here, I can easily just go Trunks Future here, play a card down, take the last life, get everything. Again, there's almost a point to letting the Beerus player strip their hand and then kind of just not caring. Again, not even Frost is dangerous against us. Frost doesn't even matter because, again, we spin everything 3 costs or less. So honestly, a Frost doesn't actually threaten Trunks here because we can just spin it. And then we attack with all our 20k or less geek stickers. So not bad to see the Sinister Sickle, because it does allow us to put stuff at the bottom of his deck. Like the Gokus that we don't like to see. You can put any cards.
Okay.
Oh no, it's battle cards. That's not a battle card.
𝐒𝐓𝐿.
He actually is going to attack. You know what? I will let it happen. I'm honestly not going to that. Kind of sucks because that's no. Okay, so we still got one more of that crit Vegeta running around. Haya and Maki, huh? That will be good for later. Right now, I don't think we need 2 of this Sickle running around. I think I'm just going to flip. Yeah, it is interesting if you kind of realize where everything kind of is, fictionally within this universe right now. We could spin this back. I would blank out and give him 7 cards. It also gives us the chance to get Videl back again. It also means if he wants to draw, he has to spend the 1 energy to do it. I honestly don't want to attack. Honestly, let's just do the skill. Oh wait, no, we can spend our own stuff back. Oh wait, we have to be at 7 or less. Okay, we need to spin back his Master Roshi. Yeah, that means it goes back to his hand, but honestly, I'm going to take the draw. Let's take another draw. Just because, again, Gallic done by the time we come down to it. Right now, there's nothing else. Again, what I'm doing here is I'm just playing. You want to basically awaken, you do it on your terms. I'm going to strip your hand very slowly, making it so that you only get a draw a turn, and then every turn you have to put something into your energy. Basically, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you do against Beerus leaders. It's a slow game, but honestly, it's better than getting Beerus. Yeah, you have to deal with all the crit shots that he'll send at you. But the thing is that, like I said, they lose a lot of card advantage pretty quickly. These are yes, so you could get these back on the team.
Yeah, certainly.
So he's going to give everything minus 20 So as much as that sucked, it's not impactful. Because we can easily spin it back again. He's gonna come in for the crit. He's gonna buff himself up too. We'll have to burn the Gallic gun here. Shit. To protect ourselves. Kind of sucks, but honestly, it does mean that he doesn't have this active. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah, we're not a deck that wants a large hand. So he did not attack. Probably for the best. Now, okay, so that's actually a good leader there, because that means that we can actually use this without having to worry about anything. So I think, honestly, we're going to put one of these away. I'm going to play this. Trunks. We can spin that back. And because this is a crit leader on him, I don't have to worry about the card going to his hand. And honestly, it's not worth me taking the drag. So what are the crits? Okay. I can't really use... The skill was kind of impactful. There's nothing for me to scale back into my hand. I could swing. That would tie us 8 to 8. Honestly, I'm just going to pass. Right now, we're not hurting. Like I said, if he summons like a couple of things or something I don't want, I can just sickle it away. Again, he's drawing a card a turn. So, honestly, I don't... And like I said, I have now a 25k thing, and I spun back his 4. So if he wants to bring his 4 out again, he can be my guess. That would minus me by 10k, so it put me down to 15. So if he swung his Beerus leader into me, I would let it die. I'm not going to guard against that. We could go peel off here to the peel off. Again, we're taking it slow because we just want to take it slow against a Beerus leader. Interesting. Wasn't expecting him to go for that attack. Honestly, that's what he wrote. This is annoying because we are having to deal with to make sure to get over the fact that we are not getting those cards back to our hand because of the crit shots. But honestly, I think it's just better overall just to let him sit there and try to struggle with his hand. Not mentioning I don't. Okay, I'm just going to keep swinging in with that Trunks future. Basically keep swinging in on with Trunks future there to basically continue to pop anything. Again, even I can spin, even I can do like peel off, trap, peel off, play, grab something else. Okay, so I'm Gohan Adolescence, huh? Okay, he's gonna go after. That's what my thought was he was gonna do. So we would have to buff out. Honestly, I think I want to keep this because I threatened this crit on him. I threatened to keep that crit going on him, which is pretty dangerous against him. Yo. Actually, pretty nice right there. I mean, we can swing on that. Don't know. What do you forgive? I think we'll do this. We can play this for 2. We can then swing on this. We'll see if he decides to use this ability to power that up to then burn a card out of his hand. Because then what I can do is I can either spin it back to my hand again. And then I could play it out again and try to swing over it. Now again, I won't be able to... Okay, so he is going to burn on that. Okay, that's actually good. Here's the thought. Skill. Let's put that back in our hands. Enough to do. Just because I want the draw, I'm going to swing myself at it so I can get a draw. Okay. But we're not going to, of course, be damaging it anyway. So we'll put this down for another 2. We'll swing over it again. Now this one will be disappearing because we won't be able to keep it. But it does literally mean he burns another card of his hands. I mean, heck, if he wants to keep burning that, be my guest. Him praying. Well, let's see. How much is he willing to keep protecting that? Alright, so he burned that, which could make sense. I didn't go for any offensive plays. Kind of sucks. Maybe I should have actually done that a little differently. Like playing this and then buffing that so I did it. Honestly, I think I'm going to take another peel off because I'm going to burn a peel off to a peel off. We'll end there. That gets spun back. Again, I'm keeping the sickle because I have a feeling he's going to play another level 4. Okay, so he's going to keep that 5 energy. Whatever's in his hand, he doesn't want to risk losing. Mainly because he's running out of cards. Because I'm restricting him to a draw a turn. And he guarded this Son Gohan twice. My guess is he's going to swing on this, negative this, which means I only need to use a 5k to protect myself. Maybe we might be even hurting ourselves as well. I should have probably put this down with 1, buff myself up to attempt to knock out that Son Gohan. Thinking about it.
Cool.
Interesting. I don't want to take the crit just yet to the face. I probably should have run Pilaf out on that. Because he's just going to run Son Gohan into me. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I was expecting him to go for the Pilaf. Yeah. My guess is he's going to throw down something that can nuke off that at 15k. Spendy for the that. Okay, I was not expecting the double striker. Honestly, I was not expecting him to go like a double striker here. Honestly, I think I'm going to take both shots. Yeah. Take the 2 cards in my hands. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, I mean, that won't help us in this case. All this does is spin back 1 card. Honestly, I think I'm going to flip that away. Okay. I wish I had Final Hope Slash. Where the heck is my Final Hope Slashes out? Swing on that. I mean, right now it's a 10k. Okay, so he's off that. Skill. Bounce that back to hands.
Interesting.
I could Gallic Gun, all honesty, to try to knock that out. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to peel off for 1. Going to get my hands on Haru and Maraki. We played them so I can buff myself up by a 10 card. Puts me to 35. We swing in. Build a buff to a 40k. I want to keep Gallic Gun for defensive purposes. We'll do both. Yeah, it does mean I'm out of Pilafs, but honestly, that's fine. So he can do this to go to 40. But we need another 15k in hand, which means he's stripping 3 cards. It could be a 10k, 5k, which would be 2 cards. He's going to do that to get the power. That puts him to 40k. He needs another 15k. Okay, there it is. So I stripped him down to 2 cards. Ends him there. Again, this is kind of just how you beat down Beerus while they're trying to find their Awakeners. That's the thing. He's trying to find his Awakeners, because I haven't attacked at all. Okay, so, I mean, we're also looking for anything to help us. And also now the question is, does he decide to, of course, I mean, we're doing pretty well. I mean, we have the ability to go back into what other crit shots. And this isn't the greatest hand in the world. It'll be interesting exactly how we win this game. I'm trying to think. We may be playing too much on a back foot ideology right now, stripping his hands. But I mean, he's down to 2 cards. He can't even draw when he swings.
Expect this.
So unless he's gonna throw down another Son Goku,
So that's the first thing.
we have the other one of our image, right? Yeah. We're running 4-2.
I can't run that.
I don't think we're running. No, we are running. No, we're running for the other Trunks. This Trunks. I kind of want this Trunks. I honestly think it's better than this. Rudy Rat. Now he's gonna swing the double striker and probably go for the game. Combo everything out, go for game. I wouldn't have absolutely done that, but
So, I was reflecting.
one thing related to burn. I'm gonna burn the Gallic gun here. Maybe hopefully we can find like Final Hope Slash or something. Oh, there's peel off again. Hey, that's we can peel off the peel offs. I mean, we super comboed this attack. Unless, of course, he's going to combo that into it. I have a feeling. Yeah, that's what I thought. About to combo another 5K. Oh, no, he's going to go all out. Alright. So this puts us to 40K. This will put us to... I kind of want that because then I can try to nuke this off the board. Puts us to 50. Honestly, I think that's going to have to go. Puts us to 60. Yeah. Okay, it'll be interesting what we draw. Of course, there's the Final Hope Slash. I would have to... I mean, Final Hope Slash would be nice. I don't have anything to really use for it. The problem right now is I really don't have, like, anything to combo. See, this is where it would be nice to have been, like, Broly against, like, Red, because then, in all honesty, you could have sat there and sat on Broly at 25K and forced your opponent to have to combo into it. Honestly, I think we're just going to have to pass here. I'm going to swing in on that. We're going to use this skill here. Slash there. That's pretty much it. There's always the combo out of it, so that ends that. I still have to deal with this one, so we'll do 2 there. Swing into that. That knocks it out. And then we scale to bring it to our hands. And we will pass.
And player. Yep.
Well, I mean, let's hope it's something you can play.
So,
Oh, the problem is we're definitely on a heavy back foot right now. I think I played way too defensively trying to strip his hands.
that actually.
Instead of playing semi-offensive. So, like I said, blue is just it's such an interesting color on how to actually play it. How exactly it's like mandatory to play the style of blue.
Infecting.
Like how to do everything for blue. It's kind of like one of those interesting deck strategies, where like trying to understand everything to go into nuts in the blue.
That's roses.
And you believe so? And I'll take it.
Should I? What's on the
I mean, I doubt we're getting Final Hope Slash at a time, or no Gallic Gun anytime soon. So I'm going to swing in. I'm going to force that crit side of him off. Yeah, it does mean now he's drawing cards, but unfortunately we need to start getting aggressive. I mean, we have a good aggression stance right now, so I mean, if we can get him down to like 2 cards, we got Vegeta here to end it.
Then
if he awakens here, goes to 3. If he doesn't want to take this shot and go down to 3 life, he'll have to combo. And then I'm just going to spin the Trunks back to my hand, so I have the 10k. I mean, that leaves me with a 10k on board, and the fact there's still a crit hitter on the board.
And
So, it really is going to be interesting. Here I would awaken, honestly.
okay, don't awaken. All right.
Doesn't matter to me, I guess. There's some bear. I mean, he's literally on a back foot here. Because here's what, if we survive this is a lot if we survive. If we survive, we can go these two, this has to survive too. We go these two into him, or Trunks into him. As long as we can get him down to 2, we can put Vegeta and force out everything out of his hand. Because if he charges this turn, he goes to 3. He swings, he adds 1. So in essence, he's going to stay at like 4. Oh no, unless he plays something that is like at 3 cards. So, not mentioning that, unless he stays on his crit side, which there's a chance he will, that would be really weird for him to stay on that side. I think I've seen now 2 Son Gohan adolescents out of him. Yeah, I've seen 2 though. I've seen only 1 to 5. Interesting, it is deciding to awaken, and he's sticking himself at 5. That's an interesting level of energy. Now, he knows I have a 10k in hand. I have 2 life left, so I can strategically take 1, combo everything out to survive for 1. And unless he deals with this, Trunks, which of course will swing in for that crit. Interesting. Unless he's literally got another double striker. My only fear is, did he get a double strike?
Oh, not tonight.
Now that makes no sense. Why is it on the crit side? I get it, yeah, because it's a critical. But why wouldn't you awaken, draw, and then you could swing draw? That makes no sense. You could have awakened, drawn, and then swung drawn. That literally gives you 2 cards right then and there. That puts you to a hand of 6. You're stuck to a hand of 4. And next turn, all you will get is, if you awaken, get a 5th card. He's going to hit that with a minus 10k, which I don't mind. If he swings over, he swings over, and I'm not going to guard it. Especially if he pumps this bot by 5k and swings into it, I'm not going to care. If he swings at me, fine, I'll take the shot. I'll take the life and get a life, and then basically go there. That puts us down to 1 life, which is extremely dangerous, but I mean, I think really wife. Are you now going to decide to awaken? It still doesn't make sense. Why the honestly, maybe it's because I played enough card games in my life. I would think that I would take the advance of having the ability of that draw more than I take for anything else. The weird part is if he swings with this Whis onto me, because I'm gonna take the Son Gohan. I'll take the Son Gohan shot, but why do that? You could have awakened, drawn 2 cards, and literally swung, because you would awaken, draw 1, and then you would swing. You wouldn't cause the crit, but I would claim an extra power. Why not just keep that in your hands? I would need 5, 6, 7. So unfortunately, she's got to go. I mean, which one is this? Is the worst? It's same back. I mean, honestly, all of them can go back.
And you think so?
Trucks. Honestly, think I'm just gonna keep that. Alright, if you decide to take it. Oh, actually, I should have maybe waited. I could take a life and threaten to go down to 1 just to get combo power from Vegeta. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get some combo power. Okay, we're gonna swing in. I mean, yeah. I mean, if he uses this, he has to combo. I honestly would just use the Whis. I mean, I'd either use the field... I personally would use the field Weiss and keep the other Weiss in your hand. Now, what I'm probably going to do here is I'm going to Vegeta the Weiss back to the bottom of his deck so he doesn't have that another 10k. Okay, or he's going to take it to the face. Goodbye, Weiss. It was nice knowing you.
Yes.
Alright, this is the greatest gamble in the world. If this doesn't pay off, then I will surrender right here to my opponent, because this is all I got left. It just matters what the 5 cards in his hand are. We got a Weiss. This another... That's 35. Wow, he actually had it. Use the guy here. Combo this. Well, you're at 25. That's 55. Wow, he had just enough.
Yeah.
Well, that, folks, was where we surrender. He got it. I couldn't do anything about it. It was close, though. It was close. I think we played too far on the back foot. I think we played a little too much on the back foot there. That's unfortunate, but... I mean, like I said, blue is one of those colors. It's kind of complicated sometimes to feel like where you want to play with blue, because there's just so many play lines you can do in blue. But I want you to let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the deck profile. Do you think Trunks Future is going to go pretty well in the Blazing Aura meta? If you've played Trunks Future, let me know some things that you've done. How do you play it? What pathways would you have done? What are you picking up from Blazing Aura to buff up Trunks Future? And all of that, as well as let me know anything I could have done better in the gameplay as well. Always willing to learn. And with that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can know 5 of my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.